Yo, what's going on, everybody? Another episode of Dame Calls Game here tonight. Mondays, 8:30, as per usual. Um, Playoffs have been starting to skim down. Obviously, people are getting eliminated. Games are going on. So there shouldn't be too much to talk about today. So quick show. Um, just gonna go ahead and do some stuff. Um, one sec. Yeah. So today it's just going to be real quick. The Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets are in the playoff. Not Miami Heat. Wow, it is the Miami Heat, but they're facing the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. And it is the LA Lakers and the Denver Nuggets playing each other in the playoffs. I don't know why I said the way I said it, but I did. Um, but since last week's show, it was Monday the 14th. Today's Monday the 21st. The series between the Nuggets and the Clippers was not over on my show last week. So, um, obviously, the Nuggets have prevailed against the Clippers, who were supposed to be the best team in the NBA. Ooh, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all the others, Six Man of the Year award. Yeah, didn't work out so well. That game seven, the Clippers had only scored 89 points, and the Denver Nuggets put up 104 points in that game. They were led by Nikola Jokic, once again, who only scored 16, but he had 22 rebounds and 13 assists. Um, there was not much in that entire series that the Clippers could do to stop Nikola. It was just a beating. Um, as tough as the Clippers did end up playing, um, it obviously was not enough. That night as well, the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics had their game one. Um, I've been looking forward to this being that series since the playoffs started. I'm pretty sure I called it. I wanted the Heat and the Celtics to play each other in the Eastern Conference Finals, and here they are. Game one that night, it went in Miami's favor, led by a great performance from Goran Dragic, the Dragon, the ageless one, some may say. He put up 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I'll say it now, and I'll say it again and again and again. This Miami Heat team, I don't know what it is about them outside of the fact that it's a whole bunch of players, young and old, veteran, um, that just are putting all of their ego to the side. Every single one of them, it looks like they're willing to put their bodies on the line for whatever it takes to win. And that's what's happening. Like I said, they did win that game one. It was a great performance by Jason Tatum. He tried to get the Celtics team to win, putting up 30 points and 14 rebounds from himself. But it just wasn't enough to get it done that game. Um, really hard fought, came down to the wire. 117 114, if I didn't say the final score. So it was obviously really close, and I have a feeling that this series is going to be really close. But moving on to the next night, there was a break on Wednesday, the 16th, because only the Heat and Celtics had played on Tuesday, and the Nuggets had finally just come out of the Clippers in that series, so they couldn't play the next night against the Lakers because it would have been absolutely unfair. So there was a night off on Wednesday. Coming to Thursday, the 17th, however, the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics played again. And once again, Godfather Pat Riley knows how to build a squad. Oh, 100%. I've said this multiple times on our page. Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra are just really good at their jobs. As much as the NBA is hand in hand coaching, ownership, GM, and players actually playing the game, like it all comes together in that Miami Heat team. They've been knowing what they're doing with their jobs since LeBron was there, since D Wade was there. Um, but that game two, the Miami Heat came top 106 to 101. This time led by Bam Adebayo, who I personally think should have won Most Improved Player of the Year. Um, I digress. He put up 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. And on the other hand, for the Celtics, they were led by Kemba Walker with 23 points and 7 rebounds. Sorry. Um, And again, it's another really tight game. This one obviously not as tight as the last one, but a hard-fought game from the Celtics. Celtics are really young, at least at the core. Kemba Walker, I think, is their oldest starter. I don't really know Daniel Tice all that much, but he couldn't have been in the league too long if I have never heard of him until this year. Um, but yeah, no. But I've said it before. Kemba was the point guard that this team needed. It's not showing out too hot, but you can tell that the team chemistry all around has just improved since Kemba's been there in comparison to Kyrie. Um, through game two, though, the Celtics have been hurt because they do not have Gordon Hayward. So I don't want to make the excuse. I don't really care to make the excuse because I'm neither a Celtics fan or a Heat fan, so it doesn't bother me either way. But having a full lineup in Miami's hands and not a full lineup in the Celtics' hand, it does make a difference, but it shouldn't. So I'm not going to say that as an excuse. That next night, the Denver Nuggets finally came into the conference finals after making some of the most ambitious comebacks ever, most exquisite comebacks ever as well. They made like 3 or 4 16-point comebacks to win. They do face the Lakers in these Western Conference Finals, however, and the Lakers are a tough team somehow. Obviously, it is LeBron. Obviously, it is AD. Kyle Kuzma sometimes. Um, Rajon Rondo has been a really big factor for that Lakers lineup. Um, he's been a floor general and been doing so much, even though it doesn't always show, like on the stat sheet. He's been there to make plays and get them done, get people open. He's been a real big factor for them. The Lakers did win that game 126 to 114. They were led by Anthony Davis, who dropped 37 points and 10 rebounds. Um, that's going to be a story of these playoffs. Anthony Davis is going to be at 30 points plus if they win. If not, he's got to, I don't know. But Jamal Murray, he led the Nuggets this game with 21 points. That is some of his lowest games yet in these playoffs. Lakers have a better defensive matchup against the Joker. Yeah, if Anthony Davis guards Jokic how he should, that'll be the greatest matchup this playoffs. Hayward and Kemba are the same age. It definitely doesn't seem like it though. Oh no. Kemba Walker has been on the floor. He's always been reliable. He's always been there. AD MVP. Is that what you're trying to say? You just said MVP. Gordon Hayward, but for this comment, Gordon Hayward, they might have come out the same draft year. They might be the same age, but Gordon Hayward's been injured here and there. Kemba's always been available, at least to my knowledge. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they're the same age because Kemba's been here and been talked about more. Um, AD for MVP, I could get behind that. I could 100% get behind that if that's what you're trying to say. Um, but then Saturday, just 2 days ago, the Celtics they finally came back. Um, they make their game three interesting. They made it really interesting also. Although they won by 11 at 117-106, there was a part in that game where it looked like the Miami Heat were going to make a comeback to win. It was not looking pretty. The Celtics almost dropped like an 18-point lead or something. Major Raider injury in Monday Night Football. Well, that's sad. At least somebody's not protesting football. We love to hear that. But the Celtics, they were led by Jason Tatum once again, 25 points and 14 rebounds, almost had a triple-double there with 8 assists. And the Miami Heat were led by Bam again, surprise, 27 points, 16 rebounds. Bam Adebayo, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in his career, all the way through his career, in my opinion, barring no serious injuries. Please, dear God. But again, so are the Celtics. I don't know how the Celtics are going to be able to afford all the people on their roster in the years to come because Jason Tatum's going to be an expensive player. Jaylen Brown's also going to be an expensive player. Gordon Hayward, you could probably bring his money down because of injuries, but he is currently an expensive player for some reason. Daniel Tice, like I said, I don't really know him all that well, so I can't say for his numbers, but he's played very damn well. Who else? Marcus Smart. He did take a pay cut to stay, I believe, because he believes in that roster and he wanted to stay in Boston, which is smart on his point. But yeah, so the Celtics ended up winning that game, making the series 2-1 now. And they do play tomorrow night, I believe. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. No, they don't play tomorrow night. They go to play Wednesday. I apologize for that. However, last night was game 2 of the Lakers and Nuggets series. And man, again, this game came down to the wire. And if there was ever a more interesting playoff game in Lakers history, I would love to see it because obviously there have been, but I don't know 100% of them exactly. But no, that Lakers game came down to the literal wire. Anthony Davis hit a game-winning shot, game-winning three, and he did lead the Lakers with 31 points, 9 rebounds. And then on the other hand, for Denver, Nikola Jokic had 30 points and 6 rebounds and 9 assists. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if it weren't Anthony Davis or LeBron taking that shot, I don't know who would have. They're gonna put the ball in their quote unquote best 3-point shooter, and that is Anthony Davis. And I have the shot to be exact, so let me go ahead and help you guys out with that. I'll share this video on stream. Application window. Actually, no, entire screen. Share audio. Here we go. Here we go. This is last night. Anthony Davis. Obviously, you see the Lakers are down 103, 102 with 2 seconds left. They're inbounding the ball right here. I believe this is Rajon Rondo. You've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the corner. You've got Danny Green here, and you've got LeBron here. Anthony Davis is here. LeBron will come, set the screen. Mason Plumlee will eat the screen and tell Jokic to pick up from the baseline some reason. But we'll go ahead and watch this, and then I'll break it down.
Jokic trying to disrupt Rondo. He puts it in. Here's Davis 4-3 in the win. Oh,
and bang.
Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers.
So now I'm going to break it down. I'll drag this thing so that way I can sit to play. No, I even messed up the call. LeBron doesn't even set a screen. He's just standing here being defended. And Mason Plumlee, instead of just coming around and trying to guard Anthony Davis, he gives up and has the baseline man come these 15 feet to the wing right here for some reason. So down screen, Danny Green sets. Just kidding. He just goes to the baseline for the ball, hoping for a layup. LeBron never moves. And for some reason, I don't know if this is Mason or Miles Plumlee. I could be standing to be corrected, but Plumlee, one of the brothers. He's guarding Anthony Davis, you can see. And instead of just following him, he completely gives up, steps onto LeBron, double teams Bron, and leaves Nikola Jokic to come up that 15 some odd feet to this corner, the wing shot. Anthony Davis is already up and in his jumper before Jokic jumps. Shots off. Hand. Pictures start flashing. Shot is up. Shot is in. Game over. So yeah, that's how that game ended. Let me get back to here. So yeah, that's how that game ended. 80 was last option. 80 made the right read and Rondo made the right. Oh, 100%. I don't know if he was the last option, but it looked like the play was made for him. It just doesn't seem like LeBron set the screen. Like it seems as if LeBron didn't try to make the screen. He never even moved. So it tells me that LeBron was not an option in that play somehow. Um, so yeah, that's how that happened. Um, there's been speculation also that after the game 7 of Clippers and Nuggets, Paul George went to make a speech to the team, and apparently it was not found too positively. Um, rumor has it that there were some eye rolls by the team. It says he had a Game 7 post-game speech to his teammates, and it was met with some eye rolls and bewilderment. Um, surprise, surprise, chemistry for the Clippers isn't too hot. Um, I don't know what else to tell you. Definitely the last option, and there was no screen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. LeBron didn't turn. Like, he literally maybe moved a step. He moved 1 foot from one spot to another. So it either tells me that Danny Green was option 1 at the basket for a bounce pass and layup. KCP goes from the corner to the wing on the right side of the court. Rondo never even looks that way. No fake pass, nothing. Anthony Davis goes from the point, or not the point, the top of the key to the wing on the left side. PG gone. um, I don't know if the Clippers can afford to do that. Obviously, it didn't pan out too well for the Clippers getting him and Kawhi. Supposed to be the super team of the century, but now I'll transfer over into the fact of where's all the LeBron haters about, oh, he creates super teams to beat super teams and he never wins shit, so he's not that good. Yet Kawhi says, hey, Paul George, you want to go to LA with me so we can get a super team and win another championship for me? No. So I'd like to see the people that disrespect LeBron with that mindset. I'd like to see them come out and say stuff about Kawhi because I know they won't. Because Kawhi is so much better than LeBron. He's won championships with all these different teams. Let's not forget Kawhi was drafted to the Spurs, who, by the way, had what 3 or 4 championships in that one roster he was drafted to already. I digress. Let's talk about how Kawhi's team last year with the Raiders. They're not Raiders, sorry, Monday Night Football's going on. With the Raptors. They were pretty good looking this year. Obviously, it didn't happen because the Celtics. But you know, once again, Kawhi choked and gets away with it. 100%. He'll get away with it because he's Kawhi. He does all this. Courtney, come on, you know this. Your best friend. Yeah, but no. We got some games to look forward to. Clippers Nuggets. I don't want to say it's going to be a sweep, but it's not looking pretty. Obviously, it is 2-0, like I explained. But I at least want to have some hope that the Nuggets can pull it out a game or two. I don't want to see the conference finals go 4 games. I want to see it 6 tops, you know, just because entertainment purposes. Kawhi is a cyborg. This right here, he was an important piece, yes, but he was not the piece for the Spurs. Obviously, they've been slacking recently, but they've lost a lot more than just Kawhi. He was just a piece for the Raptors. Yes, they could take one more superstar. Percent games max. Percent 5 games. Woo! Lakers will sweep or 5 games max. Wow, people. I at least have more hope and more faith in the Nuggets than that. They didn't fight all these games for nothing. Come on, 2 games. Like I said, it's not looking pretty for the Nuggets, but I don't want to give up on them. You know what I mean? And then Boston and Miami, I'm really hoping that goes 7 games. It's been 3 now. Celtics are down 2-1. I'm kind of hoping that they come out and tie it because if they go down 3-1, it's over. I don't want to see that. They don't have any more fight left. I wouldn't say that. They almost won the game. They don't. They have some fight left. If it weren't for a last-second shot, and I literally mean last-second shot, they win the game last night. You know, they've got fight. So it's not that. Throw. Eh? Miami might be everyone's. Yes. Yes. No, I've been saying this. Miami looks so damn good against everybody they play. I like I said it whenever they beat Milwaukee. That team, that roster is built to beat Milwaukee as it is. Like they have so many shooters, and Bam Adebayo is a center that locked down Giannis. That's the point. To lose that close, it's yeah, it's heartbreaking to lose that game, but they're professionals. They're gonna come back and have vengeance in their eyes. Like I've been in games like that where you get slapped with something last second, you lose, and then you come back the next game and you're like, all right, don't let this happen again. So, in my opinion, I think they'll come back in game 3. They'll probably have their best game of the series, because they've already had their best games of the playoffs. Jamal Murray, whew, wow, I can't talk. Jamal Murray will put up 45. Nikola Jokic is going to put up 32. Nuggets are going to put up 140 combined. You watch. Because Anthony Davis, if he gets into foul trouble, Jokic is going to run the game. Obviously, it's going to take Anthony Davis getting into that foul trouble, but you know, if Anthony Davis gets into game time decisions such as do I play him here, do I play him there, Jokic is going to run the floor. Jamal Murray, if he catches fire, it's a wrap. I do love LeBron. You think so? Lakers are going to come out in game 3 to deliver a beatdown. I mean, I feel like LeBron comes into every playoff game with that mindset. Like it like everybody knows it. LeBron is completely different from regular season to postseason. And I feel like every postseason game he's ever played is one of those things where it's like, all right, this game it's time. But I really don't know. I think Denver's going to come out and take at least 1 or 2 games. See, no, actually, Howard and JaVale McGee are 2 of the worst matchups for Jokic that you can possibly have because Dwight Howard's a fouling machine and JaVale McGee is too slow. If they bring Jokic out to the 3-point line, what are they going to do? McGee has to go guard him because he's a 3-point knockdown shooter. And if he comes out to guard him, Nikola Jokic is going to throw up a pump fake and say, yeet. This is AD's playoffs. Well, I mean, yeah, but LeBron's still having the mindset of, all right, this is my game. I'll do what I want, and then I'm going to hand the ball off, give it to AD to have his 30 points a game. No way. Man, y'all have no faith in Denver anymore. We love that, I guess. What? What else? There are some other things that I could be talking about, so I'm going to. NBA draft assets have come out on ESPN. Which upcoming draft picks and traded picks does every team own and own? I guess I'll cover that before I go ahead and get off for the night. And then be hopeful for some really good playoff games to come this week. So, this year, as of right now, oh, this is a lot. Oh my. Okay, so maybe I won't read all this because there's a lot going on. I'll just go 2020. As of right now, the Atlanta Hawks have one first-round pick in 2020, and they have Miami's 2020 second-round pick, and they owe Philadelphia a second-round pick this year. First round for the Celtics, they own Miami's and their own. They owe one to the Hornets, and they have Brooklyn's. So they've got two first-round picks because they have their first-round pick, and then they also have Memphis Grizzlies. Then they have to give a second rounder to Charlotte, and they get one from Brooklyn. And as of Brooklyn, they owe a first-round pick to Minnesota, but they have the 76ers first-round pick. And then the second round, they owe one to Boston, and they have Denver's. The Charlotte Hornets have their own first-round draft pick. They have to give one in the second round to New York, the Knicks, and then they own the Cleveland Cavaliers second round and Boston Celtics second round, as said earlier. The Bulls, they have their very own first-round pick this year. They owe one to Washington, and they have Memphis second-round draft pick. The Cavaliers, they have their first-round draft pick this year, and then they only owe a second-round pick to Charlotte. The first round, they have their own in Dallas. Dallas has their own first-round pick. And the second round, they have to give one to Golden State, but they have Golden State, so they've switched. The ball bust. There's someone else. Oh, where do the Warriors pick? Second, I think. I don't remember. Let's find out. NBA 2020 draft order. Yes, they do have the second draft pick. Poof. I mean, it obviously depends on who Minnesota takes. They've got the number one pick. Let's find out. I will read you a mock draft. How about that? Because I don't want to spew absolute tomfoolery. So this mock draft has the Minnesota Timberwolves taking Anthony Edwards, who is a shooting guard out of Georgia. He is really good, like a hell of a player. Obviously, Minnesota has D'Angelo Russell as a point guard. They've got Karl-Anthony Towns at power forward / center. Who else does Minnesota have on their roster before I say some BS? Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, so they've got D'Angelo Russell at point guard. They've got Karl-Anthony Towns at the 4/5. They've got Evan Turner, who is a guard forward, so he's probably their number 2, their shooting guard. They've also got Omari Spellman, who plays power forward. So if he's also on the floor, Karl-Anthony Towns plays center. That's how that would work. They've got Jordan McLaughlin at guard, Josh Okogie at guard, Jacob Evans at guard forward, Jarrett Culver at guard forward. They've also got Malik Beasley. So, I mean, Anthony Edwards would make sense. None of these other guards are really big names. Ball is Ball the third is better than Ball the first, but he'll still be a bust. You see, I don't think he'll be a bust. I don't think he'll be worth a top 3 pick, but I don't think he'll be a bust. He's better than both of his brothers. LaMelo is. He's better than Lonzo was at that point, and he's well over the skill level that LiAngelo is. Um, if he can improve on his shot quality and lower his shot quantity, he'll be so good. It does actually, matter of fact, it has the Warriors taking LaMelo Ball at number 2. And I'll read this actually, just to explain why they say this. It says that today's NBA is dominated by oversized offensive initiators who can break down the defense off the dribble and find open teammates as a passer. LaMelo Ball is the number 1 player on our draft board because he has the best chance to fit that archetype of anyone in this year's class. LaMelo is 6'7", and he's a natural point guard blessed with rare vision and creativity, it says, which I completely agree with. He's related to Mike D'Antoni. He's gotten at the game. That's the problem. He's played so much AAU basketball, and that's the one thing I will say I absolutely hate AAU basketball for. They are all about benefiting people as scorers, not defenders. Obviously, if people have natural defensive skill, they do play at an AAU, but AAU is there to boost your scoring ability only. So people who come from AAU backgrounds don't play defense. Just to continue, though, um, this is about LaMelo Ball going number 2 to the Warriors. He finds angles that don't exist and throws passes few other players alive would even consider. He also has the best ball handling ability in this year's class, able to shake defenders and create separation with tight crossovers and pace manipulation. He had only turned 19 in late August, so he's also one of the youngest players in this year's draft. And like I said, it says he will have to improve and prove alone that he can score efficiently in the half court to give his passing some extra juice, and that remains a work in progress. He finished the year at 48% true shooting in 13 games in Australia. Outside shooting is his biggest swing skill after hitting 28% of his threes. His shot selection is often highly questionable, like I said, but all of these repetitions shooting with range off the dribble could one day pay dividends. So the way it explains it, if you don't watch him play, it sounds like Steph Curry. Some of his shots off the dribble are highly questionable, but if you continue with repetition and get better efficiently, he will score. And like you and I have both said, defense will be his biggest immediate concern. Often looks disinterested in the defensive end in Australia, but it's possible his instincts could make him an adequate defender as he adds strength later in his career. That is one problem I'll say. He's like 6'7", 180 maybe. Let's find out. Yeah, 6'8", 181 they have him listed as. So he's an absolute beanpole. So he's going to get bullied on the defensive end unless he puts some strength behind his 180 or puts on some weight and obviously gets stronger with that weight. But also, the Warriors could take a risk and go James Wiseman after him playing a total of 2 games in his college career, maybe 3 games in his college career. I'm not 100% sure. He is a 7'1" center who's a great rim protector and shooter. They could take Obi Toppin, who's a good forward center, athleticism that makes him jump out of the gym. Onyeka Okongwu from USC is a center. Killian Hayes, they could take him out of ULM. But yeah, so LaMelo is going to really need to improve on his efficiency and his defense, obviously. That's proven. the Warriors have a lot of options that they could go with. If they keep Clay, which it seems like they are, if they keep Steph, which obviously it seems like they are, Draymond seems like they are. Those are three names that'll get them to where they need to be if they can stay healthy with the right pieces. And I hate to say it because LaMelo could be one of those right pieces as long as what's his name? Good old LeVar Ball stays out of the process, which LaMelo said that he's trying to stay away from letting his dad be a part of his career. That is, um, so that's where that stands. Um, as of today, there are no games tonight, so we get lucky on a break. Everyone can watch my show, all three of you. So thanks for that. Like I said, nope. Nope. What? You really don't think LaMelo is going to be that good? I imagine that's what you're saying right here. Is absolutely not to the LaMelo Ball being a piece of the Warriors. With a Euro player? Hold up. I don't know if there's a Euro player that would be. Any notable Euro players? Number one, Anthony Edwards. Number two, LaMelo Ball. Onyeka Okongwu. Killian Hayes. I guess he would technically count as a Euro player. He's French, but he played in college in America. I don't know this person. Denny Avdija or Avdija. It seems like he played in EuroLeague. Let's find out. He played in the Israeli league with Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's effective in transition with grab and go rebound ability, impressive passing vision, and the aggression to finish at the basket when he needs to. His fit into half-court NBA offenses will remain a bigger question. Avdija will have value as a passer and cutter, but he'll need to continue to prove himself as a shooter even after showing a better outside stroke after the league returned from its pandemic hiatus. So there's Israeli. He'll be Doc Rivers' kid. You talking about LaMelo to Doc Rivers? Like Austin Rivers is your player comparison to him? Um, However, there is another Euro player. His name is Alexei Pokasevsky. um, let's find out where he played. He played in Greece's second division. Mm, this mock draft alone has him as this draft's boom or bust prospect. Uh, saying that it'll make one GM, whoever drafts him, either look brilliant or foolish, depending on his development. He's 7 foot tall, has mesmerizing array of skills for someone his size, knockdown shooting ability, and creative passing flashes with the ball. Impossibly skinny and will likely be hunted defensively whenever he's on the floor. He did not face the highest level of competition. Obviously, he played in Greece's second division, so he wasn't in the best competition in Greece. But it is worth noting that Giannis played in the same league. So Giannis also played in their second division. And he's now back-to-back MVP, and yeah. So there's two Euro players right off the bat. Everyone else, I believe, comes out of college in the U.S. Who's this? Theo Maledon. He also played in France. 6'5". everybody else is college and first round mock draft this year. So there's 3 possible Euro/foreign players. But like I said, LaMelo being that guard forward type deal at 6'8", as long as he can improve his efficiency and defensive skill. Who knows? But yeah, so before I do get off tonight, I want to go ahead and shamelessly do this again. Every week I will continue to do this. We have our shirts, bombshellbowling.com/loudmouth sports talk. Shirts are $20, free shipping. We ship anywhere in the States. It's very comfortable, very athletic, leisurely also. You can wear it to just hang out. You can wear it to work out. You can wear it to play. They're $20, like I said. Just go to bombshellbowling.com/loudmouth sports talk. We do also have hoodies. The hoodies are this navy color, and the words are orange, and the sports talk is white. Hoodies are $40. They're actually shipping now. They started shipping 3 days ago, September 18th. So they are fully available and ready to be ordered. It is no longer pre-ordering. Bombshellbowling.com. Miss Michelle has been an absolute wonderful person helping us, in turn, us helping her, getting her website more traffic as well. I'm Damien, as it says, Dame. I am the host of Dame Calls Game. We will have guests every so often. Tonight, wanted to be quick because there's not too much going on that was worth noting. And for the people that aren't protesting football, I'm sure you guys want to get back to watching the game. Saints are playing the Raiders, but that is here nor there. Our schedule, Sundays are no longer empty. We do have a show on Sunday mornings. We do our Sunday selection. Me, as well as George, Courtney, Robbie, and Sean, we do our picks for weekly football games. We get on and talk about who we picked, why we picked them, and if we have any bold predictions, we talk about it. That is at 10 a.m. We go live with that show. Mondays, you have me, Dame Calls Game, at 8:30 p.m. Tuesdays, we will normally have a Loudmouth roundtable, but that's not going to happen every week. Sorry. Wednesday, we have our football show with George and Courtney, Into the Trenches at 8:30. Ahead of the Curve, Thursday nights with Robbie Phillips. Once again, most of our shows are at 8:30, except our wrestling show. Sorry. Fridays with Rob, not Robbie. Don't get them confused. We have Muckin' and Grindin', our hockey show, and hockey has been going on, and it's been awesome. I don't know how many of you watch, but for those of you who do, hockey's been amazing. And then Saturday we have our Off the Top Rope with Sean and Luciano. They talk wrestling, if you didn't get that from me saying it or the title of the show. They do wrestling talk Saturdays at 6 p.m. Monday Night Raw, AEW, NXT, Friday Night SmackDown, if it is even still the names of all the shows. But yeah, so they do wrestling talk, everything to go on with WWE. I don't know if they do TNT or not. Not TNT, TNA, sorry. But yeah, so that's our schedule and our shirts and our hoodies. If you would, it does us very well to support us with our hoodies and shirts. We are trying to make this brand big, Loudmouth Sports Talk. We are attempting to get as big as possible. So any help, obviously, will be much appreciated. Our group on Facebook is now up to 2,200 members. We do have a regular page that you can like. Our group is something you can join. If you do get sent an invite to join, please go through the questionnaire and accept the answers. Just hit yes to them, that you agree not to be like a terrible person on our page. Yeah, we do football, basketball, hockey, baseball, MLB. Obviously, that's baseball. WWE. We don't do golf, but there's going to be some stuff there every so often. I try to post as much European football as possible, soccer in America. But yeah, so that's our shows. our shirt once again, our hoodies. Any support, much appreciated. We do love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. I'll see you again next week, 8:30 p.m. Peace out.